What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon so far. This is MYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm going to talk about a certain player, a free agent wide receiver, whom the New York Giants could potentially have interest in when we get to NFL free agency on Wednesday, and that could be former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Mecole Hardman, who's only 24 years old, after he was drafted in the second round back in 2019 at pick number 56 out of the University of Georgia. And he just turned 24, or he's going to be turning 24 very soon. I'm sorry, he's going to be turning 25 by the time we get to Monday, or tomorrow. So, Hardman overall, he was a second team All-Pro with Georgia back in 2019. He was named to the Pro Bowl in 2019 as a special teamer. He was also a two-time All-SEC second-team player back in 2017 and 2018. Mecole Hardman is a hell of a player. But the problem with Mecole Hardman, though, has been injuries. In fact, one of the things that's a major concern with Hardman is he only played about 7 games last year after he injured his groin, and the fact of the matter is he also just underwent surgery recently to repair a groin issue, and he won't be available to do anything for at least 2 months. So that's going to be a very difficult thing right there, is that the Giants do have interest in Hardman, that might be a little bit risky to sign a player like Hardman when the fact that he can't go out there and he can't show if he is a guy that the New York Giants could potentially look at as a wide receiver option going forward. But he's got speed. He's quick in and out of his routes. You could throw him in the backfield. You could put him outside. You could put him in the slot. You could put him anywhere on the football field. Get him the ball in space. He's not a big receiver, only 5'10", 187. I don't think he's going to be commanding a whole lot in terms of free agency money. He's played in the league he's played in the NFL for at least 4 years. His best season, you could argue, was all the way back in his rookie year, his 2021 was his best year, where he had 59 catches for 693 yards. He had 2 touchdowns on the season. He also rushed for 46 yards, and he had 0 touchdowns rushing the ball. Hardman is a dual threat player on the football field. He's a guy that can be able to just be lined up anywhere, and you need those types of players on offense eventually too. And the type of offense that Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll like to run is a very spread open, out there type of offense where they're going to be giving the ball to their playmakers at any single spot on the field, and they're going to just let these guys go out there and try to be able to make plays with their athletic abilities. And he's able to run in and out of his routes pretty quickly to be able to get open and create that amount of separation needed in the middle of the football field or on the outside. I like Hardman. I do. How much would you want to pay for a guy like Mecole Hardman? I don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be looking to bring him back because they already got a couple of players on the roster that can do the same type of skills that he can. When you got Kadarius Toney, whom they traded for with the New York Giants, obviously. And then, of course, you got Sky Moore, whom they drafted last year in the second round. So, Hardman, to me, I think he would be a very good fit with the New York Giants. In fact, CBS Sports.com says that he would be an absolute perfect fit for the New York Giants in NFL free agency. CBS Sports.com's Jared Rubin goes on to say, the Giants need to upgrade their weaponry around Daniel Jones' newly signed $40 million a year contract. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka used to be the quarterback's coach in Kansas City, so he knows Hardman's skill set well, and he wouldn't be blocked by more talented players in New York like he was in Kansas City. So his career... So he could take a more dynamic step forward in his career. He has dynamic speed, which would allow Kafka to use him in a variety of different ways, and he'd be a good fit for a low average depth of target offense they ran with Jones last year. Last year with Mecole Hardman, he only played in 8 games last year, started 5 of them. He had 25 receptions for 297 yards. He also rushed 4 times for 31 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. In 8 games, that's not too bad. We know how talented Hardman is. The problem with Hardman is health. He has trouble staying on the football field. And like I mentioned, he just underwent groin surgery this offseason. He's not going to be doing anything for at least 2 months. That's the amount of time he's going to be off of trying to do any type of activity on the football field. Would you be willing to take a chance on a player like Mecole Hardman in NFL free agency, even though he's not able to do any workouts, he's not able to go out there and show what he can do on the football field in terms of showing he's healthier, showing he's ready to go. There's nothing bothering him with the groin. The groin is all healed up. That's one thing that you'd be a little bit reserved with if you want to sign a guy like Hardman. But you cannot deny the talent that this kid has for the New York Giants in terms of being a good fit for the offense too. And that's a perfect thing that Jared Rubin said. He is a perfect type of fit for what the Giants want to look for in their wide receivers. A guy that's able to use his speed, route runner over the middle of the field, create separation. You can line him up anywhere on the field. Obviously, with Wan'Dale Robinson, you don't know what's going to be happening with Robinson. He's dealing with an ACL tear that he suffered in the middle of the season against the Detroit Lions. So there's a void right there at the wide receiver position. And if you can get Hardman maybe in here for a little bit less than $10 million per season, would it be that hard to maybe take a chance on this guy? Maybe you could sign him to a 1-year prove-it deal since he's coming off a severe injury. Add him to the wide receiver corps. See if he's going to be ready for the beginning of the season. Throw him out there, and then he can help contribute for this football team. And if he plays well, then you could sign him to an extension during the season or before he becomes a free agent. I don't think it's that bad of a decision if the Giants end up going for Hardman in free agency. We'll have to wait and see. I do think he would be a nice fit for this offense. But it really is just dependent on how much and how far he's come back from that injury, that groin injury that he suffered during last year, and if he's going to be missing a prolonged amount of time before the NFL season starts. That's another thing we have to keep a track on. But either way, if you could bring in a guy like Mecole Hardman, it does not hurt this football team at all to add more depth at the wide receiver position. But you guys let me know in the comments section what you think about the Giants potentially pursuing Mecole Hardman. If you agree that he could be a perfect fit for this New York Giants offense because of the type of skill set he has and how he would fit very well with Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, whom he knows obviously back in the Kansas City days when Kafka was the quarterbacks coach with the Kansas City Chiefs back in 2021. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already. Give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for more news updates and chatter surrounding the New York Giants. And turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the New York Giants. And let me know in the comments section what you think about the Giants potentially pursuing Mecole Hardman in free agency. And if you believe he could be a good fit for this Giants offense for the 2023 NFL season and beyond. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. As always, together blue, everyone.